In this video, we're going to factor the sum and difference of two cubes. So sum and difference, addition and subtraction of cubes. So cube would be to the power of 3. So for this one, we have two different formulas we have to look at. We have to look at the one for addition and the one for subtraction. So you're going to have some value cubed plus another value cubed. And the way that you factor it is, you identify what the a and b values are, and it would equal a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. And then if you have subtraction, so difference of the cubes, again you find a and b, and then you do a minus b times a squared plus a times b plus b squared. And remember, a and b just represent what values would be. Okay, so let's go ahead and try one of these problems together. So I first have to identify what the value would be that's cubed. So I like to just call it a. So what value cubed gives me x cubed? Well, x, because x to the power of 3 is x cubed. So that means my a value is just x. 27, well, what cubed? So if you're trying to find what value cubed equals 27, you can take the cube root of 27, which in this case, it is 3. So my b value is 3. And I like to just call them my a and b values so then I can just plug it straight into this formula. All right. So because we have addition in between, we're going to use the property of addition. So I have, since x is my a value, 3 is my b value, I'm going to say x plus 3 times, all right, we have x squared minus, all right, a times b. So I have to multiply my a and my b values together. X times 3 is just 3x plus b squared. Well, b is 3, and if I square 3, I get 9. So that is my answer. All right, let's try another one. Okay, we have to figure out what our a value would be. So I basically have to take the cube root. So the cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 gives me 8. So I'm looking for my a value. I have 2, and the cube root of y cubed is just y. Because if I did 2y times 2y times 2y, that's to the power of 3, I would get 8y cubed. So I know my a value is 2y. Now this one's minus, so I'm going to use a second one, but I also have to find my b value. Okay, what cubed equals 125? So the cube root of 125 is 5, because 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. Okay, so I'm going to use this second formula. I have 2y minus 5 times, all right, I have to do 2y squared. So this is easy to, you can't just square the y, you also have to square the 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and y times y is y squared. If you need to write it out so you can see what it looks like when you do 2y times 2y, go ahead and write it out. Plus, all right, a times b. We have 2y times 5 gives us 10y. Plus b squared. So 5 squared is 25. That is my answer. All right, so basically you're just going back to the formula and using the formula to figure out what it looks like when it's factored. The real thing that you have to really focus on doing is figuring out what the a and b values are, so what the cube roots are for those two values that you're given. All right, here are 3 problems. Go ahead and try them. I'm going to give you a hint on number 3. You have to factor an x out because we want to know a cube value, not to the power of 4. All right, come back when you're ready for the answers. All right, so the first one, my a value is x and my b value is 4. So we have x plus 4 times x squared minus 4x plus 16. Then the second one, my a value is 3y. My b value is 6. So we have 3y minus 6 times 9y squared plus, here's where I have to multiply the 3y times the 6, so 18y plus 6 times 6 is 36. And my last problem, this is the one where I said I needed to factor x out. So I have x times 8x cubed plus 1. So I know my a value is 2x and my b value is 1. So I am going to have an x on the outside. So I have x times, all right, this is the addition one. So it's 2x plus 1 times 4x squared minus 2x plus 1. Hopefully that is the answer that you got for all 3 of those, and you were able to factor the sum and difference of 2 cubes.